type of migration pattern they are in right now.
It's nice and shady. I don't remember it being full.
I'm seeing off here to your right hand side some vultures and a duck.
Remember in the back of the pickup truck?
Now vultures will eat pretty much anything they could ever get their beaks into, and ducks, they eat a lot of bugs as well.
How many times
I'm
the
pretty sure
tail
you come here
go
to see
up?
that. No, you can't just see this. To your left hand
How
side
many
is
times
a
the tail go up when you-
Nilopotamus.
Oh, I don't know that.
My back side, that's not a rock. That's actually the back side one sticking out. When they see it, when they're fully submerged with their head underneath, they can stay up to 8 minutes at a time fully submerged underneath the water. For the Nilopotamuses, when they're first born, they only weigh about 80 pounds. And how much do you think one of them would weigh in their adult age? 6,000 pounds. Oh yes, and there's usually a big group of them, and that is called a bloat when you see them gathered together. The birds off to your left hand side are pink-backed pelicans. There's also one swimming in the water right now. Now the pink-backed pelicans will have a nest group size that ranges between 20 to about 500 at a time. And what do you think a group of pink-backed pelicans would be called?
Pelicans.
It's a pod. And that pink feathers down along the back sides of them, which shows a lot more prominently closer to the mates. Oh, to your left, there's some Nile crocodiles. Now these Nile crocodiles can grow to as long as 15 feet. They can weigh as much as 500 pounds. And they live between the ages of 40 to nearly 80 years old. And they are cold-blooded creatures. What if they were to find them with their mouth open? What is that meaning for them? Right, cycling through their body temperature to find what is most comfortable and desirable for them at the time. We are now leaving the Safi wetlands, and the next stop on our journey is going to be the savannah. Now, as we journey towards the savannah, we're going to be passing by a really large tree. And this tree is found throughout the whole land of the savannah. Let's see if you know it. Do you know the name of this tree? Yes, baobab. And you know how old this tree could live to be? Thousands of years old. In fact, the oldest one recorded in history is close to about 2,000 years old. But not only that, that baobab tree can store within itself thousands of gallons of water.
That old, right?
And that much water inside of a baobab tree not only helps them live for such a long duration, but it also can help the animals too. If it's a very harsh summer and there's not a lot of fresh water sources nearby, the animals can then seek out that water inside the baobab tree to help them get by until they find a natural spring somewhere else. But speaking of animals, you see this tree and a bit of a spotted animal next to it? That's a monster giraffe eating the tree. The lower portion of it, its head's hiding right now. But monster giraffes, when they are first born, they stand about 6 feet tall. There's another one if you look off to the left hand side a little bit. And then when they get to their adult ages, you'll see them stand between 18 to 20 feet high up in the air. Now, for a monster giraffe in their adult ages, how much do you think one would weigh in adult age?
5,000.
Oh, you're actually at the top of the tier. It's between 2,500 up to 5,500 pounds.
Good job.
Now, even despite that height and weight on them, how fast do you think they would be able to run?
60 miles an hour.
20 miles an hour.
35.
Not quite that much, but it is between 20 to 30, so still pretty decent for even how large and tall they are. And will you ever find two monster giraffes the same spot pattern?
No.
No, yep. Each one has their own very unique, distinct pattern to them, much like you may have our own individual fingerprints. Oh, look up here to your left. You see that laying about in the sun over there? Those are wild African dogs.
Dingo!
So you see the cave? Yep, up to your left. They're sometimes also called painted dogs because of a very unique coat pattern. Now, wild African dogs are the most successful hunting pack of the wild, and they will run their prey down until it collapses of dehydration. Now, if you ever get a chance to hear their vocal cords, it's like a little rubber ducky noise. Now, when you see a group of monster giraffes gathered together, what is that called?
A gaggle?
A tower. It ain't quite fitting for them. Off here to your far left-hand side, back behind some trees over there, you are seeing sable antelope. Sable antelope have a very short lifespan of only 17 to 18 years old, where monster giraffes could live to about 40 years old. Now, even though the monster giraffes are tall, they're always going to need help reaching trees just a bit outside the reach zone. And what do they have to their disposal to help them with this? Yep, their tongue. The tongue for a monster giraffe you'll find is about 1.5 feet long. And it can reach up, grab what they want, and bring it straight back into their mouth. I've seen them pull trees down just so they could eat a few leaves off of it. Now, if you ever were to catch a monster giraffe that would maybe sit down like this one's doing here, or if it's mid-standing, if you ever see it close its eyes and tilt its head down, it's taking a little short little nap. And those naps can range between 2 to maybe 12 minutes at a time. But in one day's time, how much do you think one of them could sleep? Only about 30 minutes they'll sleep in one day's time. Now, how many vertebrae do you think you'll find within the monster giraffe? It's actually the exact same amount as a human, which is 7. They're just very large and very spread out. In fact, for the monster giraffes, since the neck is the longest part on them, when they go to take a drink of water, it's quite interesting how they do this. What they do is they come in front of their water source, and with their 2 front legs, they'll spread them a little further apart. And then as you see them bring their head on down, you'll see the legs bend just a little bit more, so they can get their neck all the way down so they can take a drink of that water. And once they're done, they'll fling their head back up to get that water back into their mouths. Now up here to your right hand side, in between the tree lines over here, you're seeing anklet cattle, the ones with very huge horns back there. Now, those anklet cow's horns can grow to as long as 5 to 6 feet in length. Though the horns themselves, they look pretty heavy, don't they? They're not. They're all honeycomb structured. Because for the anklet cattle, when their body temperature will reach an all-time high during the summer times, they actually can take their blood and circulate it through their horns. And doing so, the blood will go up hot and then come down cold. That's to be able to just drop their body temperatures down internally. And the anklet cattle can live to about 20 years old. But you also find that the animals are always in a constant communication with one another, where they make these little community with each other. It's where they're looking to help each other and benefit off each other. And one of these ways is that they will leave some strawberry alone in certain sections of the savannah, so that when come later winter or summer times, the animals then would have food to go about and have good quality of it to last them until they would let the rest of the savannah regrow so they have food throughout the rest of the cycle.
You like that?
I am seeing an animal coming up here on your right hand side. It's an
It
African
just keeps on
elephant.
swaying. I'm laying high.
Now, for an African elephant, when they are first born, they only weigh about 300 pounds. How much do you think one would weigh in its adult age? Between 11,000 to nearly 13,800 pounds. And actually, there's a short little road I think I might take you all on today. It's a bit more bumpier things, and I really like it, but all the other drivers say could do without this road. Oh, but looks like my road's been closed. Why did it close my... Oh, because it's no longer there. Oh, but we look to your far back right hand side, you'll be getting a closer look at that African elephant. Through the daytime, if you ever were to catch them flapping their ears, that's actually a way that they're cooling themselves down. Because every time an African elephant flaps their ears, it's dropping their body temperature down by about 15 degrees every single time. Since my road has been closed, let's see where they'll redirect us then today.
Lizzie, hold that phone.
Oh, it's over an old bridge. You know, I think I'm going to go poly over this bridge, and hopefully I will be seeing you on the other side.
I used to like gun it.
Yeah.
And they used to play
Oh, I think I see some duct tape on that bridge together. I'm running. Oh, and we're going to some red clay right now. Now, within the red clay, if you ever were to see like test marks like this off your right hand side, actually means as they've been eaten recently, as there's another one off to your left hand side. Now, the reason you would see them eating that red clay is because within it you find there's a lot of vitamins and minerals that are very beneficial for the African elephant. In fact, the whole daytime you'll see them eat a number of things, which would be vegetables, fruits, grass, small trees, roots and branches. Because one day's time you'll see them eat how much? 300 pounds. But through the whole day, you see them, they're always socializing with one another between their aunts, cousins, nephews, whatever it needs to be, because they want to build a trust bond with each other. So much to the point that if there was a younger African elephant around and it still was needing a protection come the later nights, you will find that the African elephant, younger one, will start to lean towards the other adults that it's built a trust with, a bond with, to be looked over and protected till nighttime. Like I mentioned how the ears cool themselves down. If that doesn't quite cool them, they still feel like a little hot, they'll do a couple of different other things. You might see them rolling around in a mud pit to use as like sunscreen and a little extra layer from the sun. You'll then maybe see them splash water all over themselves and then afterwards toss some sand or dust up onto the backs of them, or dirt even, just so it sticks as well and give them a little extra layer. Or sometimes you might even see them go take a swim. But the African elephants are always just looking to protect each other at a young age and their teenager age, even to the upper adult ages. Oh, up here to your left hand side are some great flamingos. Now you see the great flamingos are going like this and squawking. That's them trying to impress the females. When they start off in life, what color of bird do you think they start off as? Yep, gray is correct. They go from the color gray to white to pink through their main diet brown shirt. They are, in fact, you see how the ones are spreading out the feathers? The taller they get, the more they stretch out the feathers, the more the ladies are more impressed. A group of them gathered together is called a flamboyant.
Flamboyant.
And we are now leaving the savannah and entering into now the mudlands. Oh.
Whoa, rhino crossing.
That is a white rhino you saw just crossing in front of the road there. Now, that white rhino actually weighs between 4,000 and 5,000 pounds. And it can charge up to a speed around 35 miles per hour.
Is that real?
Though the white rhino has very poor eyesight, so it greatly depends on its hearing to let it know what is around it and what it should or shouldn't go towards. And that white rhino can actually charge up to a speed around 35 miles per hour. Now, how do you think you can tell the difference between a white rhino and a black rhino? Oh, you're very close. The jawline. Yeah, where a white rhino has a very flat, white face to it, whereas the black rhino has a very short, pointed face to it. In fact, for the white rhino, its original name is actually Vite, which means broad and wide like their mouths. And that's actually how their name came to be. We think that when they were translating all the names over, they mistook the name Vite for white, and that's why you have white rhinos nowadays. And for all the animals that live here, you find they're always using the tree line, and oh my goodness, that's a water buck in front of us. It's crossing. Alright, so if you look over to your right hand side, you'll notice that this water buck up, it's now gone to the tree lines. So if you get a glimpse of it, you'll see there's a little white ring around the back side of it. Because you find that the water bucks are never too far from a water source. In fact, they get a white ring on the back sides from sitting in the water so often. That's what the natives tell us, and that's where the name came from. It's because they always found the water bucks in the water drinking it. So that's where the name came from. They're bucks, they're always in the water. So water buck. It sounds like we have to stop briefly for a moment because another animal decided to walk in the middle of the road. This does happen from time to time because all the animals are all free roaming here. They can go and freely as they choose. We never force the animals to go anywhere they wish to, never wish to do. I'm seeing another white rhino up here to your right hand side, and also something else that the black rhino doesn't do, it's travel near others. Whereas since the white rhino has such a poor hearing, you will see them travel near others to sort of bounce off ideas of each other of what they should or shouldn't even go towards. And if you ever come back around the sun of setting, you actually will be seeing our nighttime safaris. We're on the nighttime safaris. There's a lot more animals that are active that don't really active during here the daytimes here. Oh, and here's one of those sleepy animals right now. To your left, it's a lion. Now you'll find the lion sleeps between an average of 16 to 20 hours of the day away. Nighttime is primarily when you'll see them out and roaming about. And the Swahili word for lion is Simba. Now off here to your left-hand side, you're seeing quite a few more animals. Firstly, in the sling in the center of here are some warthogs. And warthogs are considered to be the biggest burrowing creatures of the wild, using their frontal snouts and tusks to dig holes in the ground. And then, of course, zebras to your left. Now, if you look closely to the nose of a zebra, that would tell you what color the body is and what stripes on top of what. So these zebras have a black nose, so that way you know they have a black body with white stripes on top. And their back kick is actually so powerful it could break a lion's jaw. What do you think a group of zebras is called? A dazzle. Oh, and some ostrich up here to your left hand side. Now, ostrich are the biggest and flightless birds of the wild. But despite being flightless, they can still run between a speed of 20 to 30 miles per hour. Babies. Yeah. We're actually now looking like we're leaving the mudlands, and we'll be entering now into the Magadi Glen. Oh, if you look over here to your right hand side on top of the hill bridge up here, you'll be seeing some yellow-billed storks. Yellow-billed storks' main source of diet is actually little birds. Up here to your left hand side is a scimitar horned oryx, who has horns that can go to be as long as 4 to 4.5 feet in length. The yellow-billed storks, you'll find their wingspan is about 5 feet in length. They're usually in a small flock. The scimitar horned oryx has a very unique ability where it could drink water and then go on surviving 9 months without taking another drop of water again. And their body has, for their coat, has an unique ability to where it can shuffle off heat. If it be 100 degrees outside, their inner body would only be about 60 degrees. I truly hope you've enjoyed seeing all the animals out here today, and I not only hope you can take into your hearts of what you've seen, but also into your minds. Be very mindful and think of any ways you could ever help out the animals. Such as like recycling. For when you recycle, you help keep the land free and clear of any debris that's harmful to the animals. Also while helping towards funds for the animals, like the Dixie Conservation Fund, who is always looking to try to keep not just some, but all of the animals off the extinction list. For any and every effort made towards helping the animals is greatly appreciated by myself, by everyone here, but most importantly, it is by the animals themselves that thank you. Oh, I think I hear the natives playing, which means it's the end of our journey. But did everyone have a good time? Something, thank you, my friends. And before I say Quaharini, which means go well, would you like to hear a very bad lion joke? What does a lion call its barber? Its mate, man.
Yeah.
Quiet here, my
like
friends.
that
My name
track,
was
you can
Jason.
go
For my Wilderness
and,
Explorers, you
go
have
take
been
a round,
aboard
and then
the
they bring a picture
Simba
of
1.
They
So
have
go
it.
wild, my friends. Go wild out there, but not too wild. For it is still a family park after all.